The following JohnMillerTime.com presentation highlights clips from 5 new short parody video programs, which include lip syncing mismatched like a 1950s Godzilla film, as the focus here is on the scripted content. The webcasts include hardball humor, interviews, and headline news, where political watchdog Matthews balls out characters on Capitol Hill. Fans of the real Matthews and political junkies must check out the segment, which leads off with a weekly update lampooning real news, followed by fake interviews and footage.
You want me on that wall. You need it.
Drunk history fans, watch Trump University's Flunk History. In this lesson, the president gives students a tour of the White House and tells his take on history, or his story, that is. Note Sarah Palin's insights and alternative facts from the real press secretary.
This was the largest audience to ever witness an inauguration, period, both in person and around the globe.
Guess which advisor to the president will be fired in the boardroom in this episode of The New President's Apprentice. An undercover president, the nation's boss, disguises himself as Joe the plumber to uncover leaks. To the media, that is. In this lesson of Trump University's Schoolhouse Rock, the president explains the executive order process to the bill from the animated Schoolhouse Rock musical series. The characters portrayed did not approve this message or content.
All of the president's apprentices, let's play hardball. Good evening, I'm political watchdog Matthews in Washington. Welcome to Hardball Humor, interviews, and headline news where the political punchline action is. The White House has sprung more leaks than the Titanic. President Trump has already fired one of his advisor picks after grandstanding his interviews with them like contestants on the Apprentice TV show. The president once tweeted about his cabinet candidates, "I am the only one who knows who the finalists are." Today, I'll speak with the president about his cabinet. But first, we'll lead off with some headline news. Speaker Paul Ryan pulled the Obama replacement plan rather than put it to a vote. The plan would have left millions of Americans without health insurance. I can't tell you how many of the homeless were begging for tax credits. Other news, the president's nominee for Secretary of the Navy, Philip Bilden, withdrew his name from consideration. Several weeks ago, Trump's nominee for Army Secretary, Vincent Viola, had withdrawn his name. I haven't read so many headlines about withdrawals since the run on banks in Greece 2 years ago. President Trump killed speculation that Sarah Palin may be appointed ambassador to Canada, home to the loony currency. Well, I guess Canada will have to do with one less loony. Now, we'll interview the Capitol Hill bully, emperor, and former host of The Apprentice.
My young apprentice.
The estimated cost of your wall has doubled to more than $20 billion. You want to axe the plan?
Many fans. An unbelievable number of fans. Tell me we still need the wall to stop people from entering my country illegally. It's a problem. A huge problem. Believe me, you want me on that wall project.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
What did you think about the designers who said they didn't want to dress Melania?
Would you want to cover up the amazing body of the new First Lady?
First Lady Godiva! At least Rick Perry remembered the name of the Energy Department, unlike in 2011.
Commerce, and let's see, I can't. The third one I can't, sorry. Oops.
Back then, maybe Perry should have scribbled crib notes on his palm like Sarah Palin. Was it good judgment to call Trump University a university when it wasn't accredited as such?
Excuse me. The Electoral College is not an accredited college, but I wouldn't be president without it. Am I right, Sean?
You're right as always, Mr. President. You're president because of the Electoral College system. Period.
Either way, I like working with the media now. Is that Chuck? What's up, Chuck, buddy? I don't drink alcohol, but come to the White House and I'll offer you guys some vintage stuff from my cabinet.
A white Russian. Let me finish by saying Kanye West, seen here with wife Kim Kardashian, paid a visit to Trump this past December. Will there be another Celebrity Apprentice, a Kanye West Wing in the future? Will they let Kim tape a reality TV show in the White House? These days, you never know.
Take it from me, a really, really smart guy. Many students, so many students, told me they like my lessons and that they are fantastic. Check out this crowd of students.
This episode of Trump University's Flunk History, the president greets students visiting the White House.
Psst, over here. Kids, this is the China room where many presidents have greeted leaders from China who are really smart. But kids, we're gonna beat the out of China, and we're gonna win, and we're gonna win big. I've placed here a picture of Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao because she was born in Taiwan, which is like the Second Republic of China. So she is incredibly smart. The Chinese invented water torture, and believe me, kids, torture works. I know. Am I right, Press Secretary Spicer?
Yes, I've learned a lot about torture while working for the president.
This is the Lincoln bedroom. You can learn his amazing story by watching this DVD documentary, Lincoln the Vampire Hunter. In the past, people could sleep in the Lincoln bedroom overnight through a guest program that ended after I became president. But your parents can reserve a room at my new, elegant, amazing 5-star hotel down the block. This photo was taken in Gettysburg, where both President Lincoln and I addressed huge crowds of fans. George Washington chopped down a cherry tree to get wood to make his false teeth. He could never tell a lie, unlike the fake lying media. I'm worth 10 billion George Washingtons.
Well, George Washington actually wore wired dentures, but the president is not being literal.
I'm gonna leave you in this huge screening room to watch TV news clips I collected that explain historic facts. I did an amazing job teaching today. Am I right?
Who warned the British that they weren't going to be taking away our arms by ringing those bells and making sure as he's riding his horse through town to send those warning shots and bells that we were going to be secure and we were going to be free.
Technically, kids, Paul Revere was warning colonial Minutemen that the British troops were coming. But I'm sure the British heard the news that we weren't going to take it anymore. Period.
This was the largest audience to ever witness an inauguration, period, both in person and around the globe.
Here's a picture of the crowd. Now, I call it a sea of love. Sea of love, the sea.
Welcome to The President's Apprentice. The president recently fired former acting Attorney General Sally Yates, who served under the Obama administration. Will President Donald Rickles Trump fire his national security advisor, General Michael Flynn, in the boardroom today?
Mike, I gotta tell you, you really up. It's a disaster. In the past, I've called you at 3 a.m., so I was counting on being able to call you late night about putting boots on the ground overseas.
A late-night booty call to General Flynn?
Given I'm like Ike, Dwight Eisenhower, I even ordered customized Mike and Ike boxes of candy to give out at my huge rallies. Kellyanne, first, put down the cell phones that Press Secretary Sean Spicer collected from the staff. And I said I like hawks. I didn't mean you should hawk Ivanka's amazing products on TV like you did. But I didn't fire you as counselor, so why should I fire Flynn? Sean, instead of firing Flynn, why shouldn't I offer the retired general a more junior role, like in the movie The Intern, when Robert De Niro came out of retirement and interned?
Uh-oh.
Lighten up, General Sunshine. I guarantee you that Bill Clinton years back would not hire you even as an intern. Mike, how can I trust you now? General Flynn, you're fired. I mean, give me your resignation quickly. Take the limo downstairs. It's beautiful, like the one on Celebrity Apprentice.
General, can you tell our audience what you've learned? Who will the president fire in the boardroom next time? Stay tuned. We begin this episode of Undercover President with the president speaking to Press Secretary Sean Spicer.
Many people are leaking stuff illegally. It's a disaster. Disgusting. Really bad. Sad. Trump mad.
If we get employees to like you, they might stop leaking dirt.
Like on the show Undercover Boss, I'll disguise myself as an average Joe named Joe the Plumber, gossip with staff at a water cooler, where I'll create rumors that make me look like an amazing and likable guy, and I'll track down the leakers. Aren't you President Trump? No, Joe the Plumber, looking for leaks under the pipes. By the way, speaking of leaks, where do people go to get the scoop on what's happening around here? I'm not saying, but many sources told me the president might cover tuition for staff who want to take courses. Doesn't a free education sound incredibly amazing?
At which university?
The new Trump Institute, better than ever. Next time, I'll go undercover as a chef and make my new cybersecurity advisor, Rudy Giuliani, go undercover as Jules. I'll find the leakers and, believe me, someone will be fired. Badly.
I'm only a bill, and I got as far as Capitol Hill.
I will show you how I, President Trump, can quickly sign federal executive orders express fast. I call it Trump FedEx delivery.
With government, it's not
There are 3 rings, but only one ringmaster, President Trump. A fine-tuned machine, like my administration, deserves a fine tune. Voila! We're done. Couldn't have been nicer, Spicer. Am I right?
You're absolutely right, Mr. President. Although technically, an executive order isn't a law. Congress can create a bill to override it, the court can declare it unconstitutional, and the new president can take action to change it. I'm just telling you what educators taught me.
I love the poorly educated.
For updates about future webcasts, follow us on Twitter or tweet at John Miller Time and visit www.johnmillertime.com to access videos, including Hardball, and to connect on Facebook.